¿Así está bien?
Sí, ahí está bien. Laura, ¿puedes un momentico? Sí, thank you. Listo, dale a iniciar. ¿Y qué es lo que tienes que hacer? What you have to do? Yes, iniciar. So you have this. Then you have to make links to make connection between the description and the picture. Yeah?
Okay.
And also, please read out loud the descriptions you have there.
Okay, she's listening music. She is wearing a swimsuit.
Mhm.
Lacey is laying under an umbrella.
Okay, so you have to join together the description with the image.
This
Yes. Now, number two. Keep doing.
maybe this
Uh,
on the right. Yes,
yes, let's try.
on the right, he's near to the side border.
Mhm.
Someone is digging,
Diving, that it's, bucear.
diving. Okay. We can see his dirty feet. He's finding something.
Ok, entonces no sé si estás uniéndolo, no estoy seguro. No puedo ver
No,
eso.
no,
Ah, ok.
this.
Right. Yes, better.
Okay. On the right, Jack is windsurfing. He's having fun. He's wearing bad shorts.
Mhm.
He's wearing shorts. Okay. This. Okay. He's wearing a dive suit. That suit. He's holding a fish.
Mhm.
He's walking to the side border. Okay, in the middle, Will is fishing. Will is fishing. He is wearing a red shirt and striped shirt. Mm, wait. Red shirts, no teacher.
Ok.
Well,
¿Cuál es la? Es que no alcanzo a ver muy bien la descripción.
está. In the middle,
Yes.
Will is fishing.
Yeah.
He is wearing a red shirt and striped shirt.
Maybe is this one that it's fishing, the one who is having like, ah no, this is, I don't know, o tal vez sí es el del bote, no estoy seguro. He's wearing red shorts.
Red shirt, sí.
Sí, entonces sí es el que
And
está
striped
pescando.
shirt.
Yes, he's the one who's
Ah, ok.
fishing.
Ok, este no era entonces. He's wearing a dive.
Mhm.
What is drive suit, teacher?
What is what?
What is what?
No te logro escuchar bien.
¿Qué es drive suit?
Drive
Dives.
suit. Yes, like un traje de van. Maybe the little girl, I don't know. Si quieres, Laura, le puedes ayudar. if you want to help him.
I can um, I can see.
You can see.
Yes,
No,
I
also.
have to open the link, but in the
You.
screen I can see the letters.
Okay, okay. You can see the letters. Okay.
Yeah, me. So I going to open the
Yes,
link.
yes. Thank you. Mm,
Que vamos con other.
Just give me a minute.
yes. Bueno, es que no alcanza a ver muy bien, pero va a abrir el link que me envía.
Teacher, espérame, yo trato de compartir completo, a ver, dame un segundo.
Don't worry.
Better?
Yes, better. Mejor.
No.
What is the picture?
The message, not the picture. I think the
Ah,
message.
okay, the message. What is the color?
Orange? Bueno,
Okay, orange. Okay.
he's wearing a tie suit.
That's
He's
it.
Ah,
holding a
okay,
fish.
okay. Thank you.
On the left hand, in the middle, Peter is flying. The orange.
Um,
He's wearing a dyed suit. He's holding a fish. He's walking to the side
yes,
border.
yes. Thank you.
So I think it's the one who's taking a fish. Es el único que tiene un pez en la mano. Recuerda que
Yes,
diver suit.
is I don't know. Maybe can I put my screen or I no, but
Yes, he already did.
he yes.
Yes, don't worry. Yes, but it was the that you wanted to say. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Okay.
Like she's looking for a beach place. Bueno, bikinis and leather. Yes, things. Okay, finish.
Listo. Finish. Right.
Enviar respuestas.
Enviar respuestas. Listo. A ver cuál. Todas bien, en efecto. So
Okay.
that's an activity to just start describing, to making different like kind of activities using your vocabulary. And well, that was what I suggest. Listo, bien. Entonces, esa es la idea en este caso, que podamos escribir imágenes de acuerdo a, en este caso, vocabulario que conocemos, etcétera, etcétera. Listo, bien. Thank you, Camilo. I was trying to know each other también para conocerte a ti. Listo. Y Laura, tienes la siguiente. Esta sí la haces tú. Tú presentas pantalla y demás. Camilo te puede ayudar,
Okay.
tranquilo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you watching your screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Listo. What's going on that spin wheel? You're gonna spin them and you have to describe the picture. Yes. I mean, you have to describe the
Okay.
people. For example,
Who-
he is ta ta ta.
Yes, I
Entonces
understand.
puedes hacer uno y el siguiente lo puede hacer Camilo, por ejemplo.
Who is he?
Camilo, do you know who is he?
He's
Maybe he's a atleta.
Riding. Yes.
bicycle.
Yes, bicycle riding. Okay, try to describe him, Laura. Don't worry about the name.
Okay. He's a bicycle rider.
Yes.
Uh, and can I describe about your clothes? About
About
his
his
clothes?
clothes. Yes.
His clothes?
Yes, yes, very good.
Okay. So he used a cap,
Yeah.
um, and he used a uniform for ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
And the colors of the clothes uh, are yellow, blue, and red. Um, in his clothes have a letters, white letters,
Yes, very good.
and he use watch,
Here's a
maybe,
watch. Yes, 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 we can
maybe.
realize. Listo. Puedes oprimir eliminar. Thank you.
Okay,
Ok. Y vuelve a darle girar. La siguiente le corresponde a Camilo. A ver.
okay.
So, Camilo, you are gonna describe the follow athlete who's hurt, and you're gonna describe.
Okay. She's bicycle. Well, no, she's Marina Pajon.
Yes.
He's on a bicycle ride.
Yeah.
She's a Colombian.
Colombian.
She's a. Excuse me, teacher.
No, no, no. Continue.
She's a champion of. um,
She's a champion
of
of BMX. Don't worry. BMX rider.
okay, yeah. Pero ya fue campeona de BMX, pero en los Juegos Olímpicos, ¿no?
Yeah. Yes, I guess. I don't know, but yes, she was.
Yes.
Yes, she was a champion on the Olympics, I guess. I don't remember, but she was actually.
Olympics.
Ok, thank you. Listo. Dale eliminar, por favor. Laura, could you please, puedes darle por favor eliminar.
Oh, yes, sorry. I forget that
You have the
sorry,
master. Yes, you are
yes.
the leader today.
Yes, I forget that.
Okay, spin it. Okay. Do you know who's
Okay.
her, Laura?
Yes, I know. In this moment, I forgot her name, but she was a princess.
Princess Diana.
From yes, the name is Diana. She was a princess from England. Yes,
Mhm.
England. Yes, about I don't know. She died too many years ago,
Yeah.
and she has two kids.
Mhm.
Well, in this moment, they are not kids, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Okay, great. Yes, because she
She
had
died. So
she died and she passed away because
yeah.
accident or something.
Oh yes, yes. She died in an accident when she was young.
Really young, yes. She was really, really young at those times. Okay, right. Yes, that was our intention. Listo. La última ronda. Sigue
Okay,
Camilo y luego Laura y listo.
okay.
Okay. Okay, Camilo, it's your time to shine.
Okay. He is an actor.
hmm
Her name is
His
Leonardo
name.
DiCaprio.
His name.
His name is Leonardo DiCaprio. He is um, ¿cómo se dice? Protagonista, no sé.
He's a protagonist or an actor
He's an actor of movies um,
of movie.
of Titanic,
Mm-hmm.
um, El Tesoro, Treasure,
Yes.
um, no more.
Okay, don't worry about it. Just to describe him. Thank you. Listo, Laura.
Okay.
La última tuya. And you're the last one.
Okay.
Listo, Laura. You have to describe Shakira.
Yes. Her name is Shakira. She's singer.
See, she's a singer.
Yeah. She's a singer. Eh, her voice is so cool. Eh, she she has a long hair. She in the picture she use a Nike collar,
Neko.
Nickel, sorry, and her dress is a black dress, gloves, black gloves,
Okay, black clothes. Yes.
and that's all.
Okay, that's
She
it. Mhm.
Yes, she has a good music for me.
Okay, great. Yes, and that's it. Thank you, Laura. That's all
Okay,
the activity.
okay,
¿Listo? Bien, Camilo. Entonces, just to introduce you, this is A2 level. Yes, it's like basic, but not basic at all. Entonces, por eso a veces hablamos un poquito en español, porque aún no estamos en un nivel intermedio para que sea todo en inglés, pero lo más posible, sí, todo en inglés. ¿Listo? Para que conozca como la dinámica.
Okay, teacher.
Ok, entonces no te preocupes, profe, no, I don't know how to say this, profe, no sé cómo decirlo. Aún estamos en ese nivel para hablar en español. Obviamente cuando ya estemos B1, no, nada, español, nada. Just for to remind you, ¿listo? Ok, let's start this y te voy a mostrar, bueno, Laura en la clase anterior vio el material, los pudo usar, bueno, ella ya los conocía, ya voy a mostrarte el material. Profe Julián, ¿te compartió el material, Camilo? ¿O aún no? Pues
No, no, teacher.
lo más probable es porque pues es la primera clase que vienes, entonces debe ser por ello. Voy a abrir el material y ya les comparto mi pantalla. Denme un minutico. Y perdón si
Okay.
suena el WhatsApp, es que el profe Julián me está que me escribe diciendo que no se van a conectar los otros chicos.
okay.
Entonces, mientras va viendo el material, a lo que se refiere es que la clase pues se divide en momentos. Entonces, lo que les decía a los chicos, vamos a usar speaking, vamos writing, listening, y evidentemente necesitamos usar nuestro material, el material que viene con la clase, pero igual así podemos generar diálogos, hablar, escuchar, hay audios, hay videos. Pero bueno, vamos con unit number 1. Listo, vamos. Ahora sí voy a compartir pantalla. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Listo. This is the material. I'm sorry. This is our material for the class that it's called Startup. So you're gonna and every single like book they have a lesson, they have a unit, you have to complete activities, and it's really interactive because you can play audios.
Listen.
Yes, you can listen to them, you can watch videos, you can complete the options. Yes, so it's like an interactive book. I mean, yes, Camilo. Okay, great. And this is the material you will have in case you will continue to the class. Okay, so for today we have this following lesson that is describe your commute, because we already did the first lesson last class, on Tuesday. We're gonna listen, then we're gonna repeat.
Listen. Close to work.
¿Están escuchando? Disculpen. ¿El audio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It takes me 15. Listen. Close to work. It takes me 15 minutes. Short commute. Far from work. 2 hours away. Long commute. Now listen and repeat. Close to work.
Aquí es donde repetimos. So we're gonna repeat. Close to work.
Close to work.
Yeah.
Close to work.
And I'm gonna ask you, voy a preguntarles, Camilo, is your work really close to you? I mean, your place to work? Or how many minutes do you take to your work to get to your office, for example?
No entendí.
Ajá, tranquilo, tranquilo. Es que aquí estamos viendo distancias, ¿listo? En este caso también estamos viendo tiempo, distancia, etcétera. Entonces, ¿cuán lejos, listo, me queda mi trabajo de mi apartamento, de mi casa? Entonces, close to work es cerca al trabajo. Entonces, es una expresión muy usada para decir, por ejemplo, mi trabajo cerca a mi casa. Entonces, my apartment is close to work. Está cerca al trabajo. Entonces, la pregunta era, how many minutes do you need to get to your work? ¿Cuántos minutos, más o menos? O horas, no sé.
Do you? I need 15 minutes.
15 minutes o 50?
15. 15.
Okay, 15. Just 15 minutes, and it's really close. Okay. What about Laura? Sorry, Laura. How many minutes?
Well, in this moment, I don't have work, but
Okay.
I had work. I quit my work.
I'm
But
sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that is
Okay.
a good decision. But well, anyway, I talk about 1 hour.
Ah, okay, 1 hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
really, it's it's too far.
Perfect. Perfect. So, for example, in here, tenemos que Camilo is close to work and Laura was, pasado, she has a long commute. Cuando nos referimos a esa palabra commute es trayecto, ¿sí? Un largo trayecto. Vamos a mirar el mapa. ¿Pueden ver el mapa? Sí.
Yes.
Ujú.
Yes.
Very good. So we have here, ¿cuál era el nombre de ella? Bueno, no sé. Maybe Laura. She is Laura and she's Camilo. Laura is taking a long commute to get to the work. Yes. However, on the other hand, Camilo is just taking 15 minutes. It's a short commute. Commute, distancia. ¿No? Una palabra muy poco usada porque se suele usar la palabra distance. Y es que distance es mucho más precisa. Pero bueno, en este caso, digamos que... Ah, bueno, se me olvidó decirle a Camilo, aunque Laura ya sabía. ¿Qué pasa con este material? Va muy enfocado a que al British, yes, al British accent and British knowledge and vocabulary. ¿Por qué está orientado a esto? Pues porque si ustedes quieren tomar una prueba, listo, para certificar su nivel, a ustedes les van a colocar pues audios, en este caso que británicos, que no sé qué, entonces se enfoca mucho en este material porque en algún momento ustedes se van a tomar alguna de estas pruebas.
Okay.
So maybe the commute word is more formal.
It's formal and it's really used in different contexts like British and it's like for talking about work that it's
Okay.
formal. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
It takes me 15 minutes. Short commute.
Yes. Okay. Basically, we have this. Okay, Camilo.
Ah, okay.
Yes, Camilo, you're gonna listen and then you're gonna give me the answer of the first question.
I'm
Teacher,
Anna.
excuse
My
me,
house
what
is
is the page on the
I'm
PDF?
Anna.
Ah, okay, okay. Sí, por eso le preguntaba a Camilo si tenía el PDF. I'm sorry.
Oh, I find.
¿Sí? Which page
Yes.
is it? Which
In
pages?
the PDF, 12.
Listo. Entonces, Camilo, yo tengo este libro que es así con los audios y todo eso. Ustedes tienen un PDF que es mucho más sencillo con los audios también. Viene con los audios, ¿cierto, Laura? It comes with the audios or not?
Yeah, no, really, I can't to reproduce. I don't know,
Play.
reproduce.
Play.
Play, yes. Play in the PDF. I can.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Okay, listo. So, Camilo, you're gonna listen and you're gonna tell me the answer.
My house is close to work.
So, what do you
My
think?
house.
Long or short commute?
Long.
Long? Let's listen again.
I'm Anna. My house is close to work. My office is 10
Close to work.
A short commute.
Very good. Short commute.
Okay.
Great. Yes. What about Jeff, Laura?
10 minutes away.
I'm Jeff. My apartment is far from work. It takes me a long time to get to work. My office.
So, what is it? Long. Yes, long time here. I know it's the password. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, let's listen number 3.
Office is 1 hour away.
I'm Melanie. I have a short commute. My office is 5 minutes away from my apartment.
So what is it, long or short, Camilo or Laura?
Close to.
Close to or far? Laura? Camilo, is it
Far
close
from?
to? Far from? Let's listen again.
I'm Melanie. I have a short commute. My office is 5 minutes away from my apartment.
Oh no,
Her apartment.
it's too near.
So it's near and it's close. Very
Yes,
good.
it's too near.
Mhm. Close to, cerca a. Far from,
Right.
lejos de.
Yes.
Yes,
Lejos de.
very
Okay.
good. Yeah, that is the grammar. ¿Listo? Ahora sí vamos con the simple present review. Entonces, como se pueden dar cuenta, before making the simple present review, we make an activity and you were able to identify what was the topic. That in this case, it's really simple. The simple present. And it's really simple. I want to listen to you. So, for example, Laura, would you like to read in the notes? Notes number 2 and number 1 and number 2?
Oh yes. Notes. We almost always use
Contraction?
contraction with do and does. Not plus not in speaking and informal writing. Do not or don't.
Yeah.
Does not or doesn't. Do, have, and go are irregular with he, she, and it. Do, does. Have, has. Go, goes. In I spelling rule is two. I
No.
read.
This
No,
this
okay,
we're gonna read Camilo.
okay.
Camilo, would you mind to read it?
Spelling rules for verbs with the he, she, and it. For most verbs, add s to the base form. Work, works, play, plays. For verbs that end in ch,
Mm-hmm. Very good.
s, sh.
Yes.
Oh,
Uy, ¿qué pasó ahí? Tranquilo, tranquilo. En español, don't worry, because we are in
X se me olvidó. X or Z
Z.
and Z and yes, yes. Work
Yes.
works, play plays, teaches,
Teaches.
misses, studies, carries, and for verbs that end in consonant plus G, change the G to I and add S.
Okay. But only to remind, this is not G, this is Y. Yes?
Okay.
Y. G is la G, entonces. Don't worry. This is Y. Okay, for example, studies. Yes. Right. So remember, according to the grammar reference, we can use the simple present to express activities, daily routines that maybe you complete all the time, and you can use like this: I live close to the school. Yes, we live close to the school. However, if you have he, she, and it, you have to add like this these following rules: an s according to the verb. Yes, so you have a key, you can only add the s, but however you have a ch, you have to add es, and so on, so on. You have to remind this grammar chart, but I know you do. Yes, do you remember this chart, this grammar reference?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Remember the rules, like for example you have to add the s and something like that.
Yes, in third person.
In the third person singular, we're gonna listen a podcast about commuting. Yes, and we're gonna check the true sentence according to the podcast. Is it true? Is it false? Let's listen again.
Listen. Randall Baxter lives in a house in Kingston, New York, but he works in New York City. His house is very far from work. Every morning he leaves his house at 4 a.m. He drives his car for about an hour to Woodbury. He meets his friend there. Then he rides in his friend's car for another 40 minutes. In Terrytown, he gets on a train. He takes a train and a subway to his office in downtown New York City. Elena Ortiz works in Mexico City. She lives in an apartment. Elena doesn't drive, and she doesn't take a train to work. She walks to work, and her commute takes less than 1 minute. Why? Elena telecommutes. She works in her own home. So she walks from her bedroom to her computer in her home office. Long commutes are hard, and short commutes are easy. Randall doesn't like his very long commute. That's not a surprise. But here's a surprise. Elena doesn't want to work in her apartment. She wants a short commute to an office. Why? Elena's work is in her home, so she always thinks about work. When people commute, they can forget about work. They can think about other things. Studies on commutes say this. Many people want commutes, but they don't want long commutes. For many people, the perfect commute is 15 minutes.
Okay, great. So according to the podcast, yes, which one of the following three sentences is true?
Give me a minute, please.
Okay, if you want to repeat it, I will be able to. So let's start with this. Most of people have long commutes, yes? Or many people want to commute, yeah? Or many people think about work during commute. ¿Cuál sería? What is the right answer?
Maybe 3.
Maybe number 3. What about Camilo? What do you think?
Teacher, I think two is true.
Okay, let's listen again. Just take a minute and to listen carefully. Yes?
Listen.
Randall Baxter lives in a house
Entonces ahí dicen muchos nombres. Random Baxter.
in Kingston, New
Yes.
York, but he works in New York City. His house is very far from work.
Okay, the first one. His house is really far from home. The first.
Yes.
Every morning, he leaves his house at 4 a.m. He drives his car for about an hour to Woodbury. He meets his friend there. Then he rides in his friend's car for another 40 minutes. In Terrytown, he gets on a train. He takes a train and a subway to his office in downtown New York City. Elena or
Yes, the first one. The first one. He has a long commute. They have to transport. They have to get a friend, and after they have to take a train. Yes.
Yes.
Now let's listen to the second one. Elena.
Ortiz works in Mexico City. She lives in an apartment. Elena doesn't drive, and she doesn't take a train to work. She walks to work, and her commute takes less than 1 minute. Why? Elena telecommutes. She works in her own home. So she walks from her bedroom to her computer in her home office.
Okay. What about Elena, Laura? Tell me about her commute.
Well, the audio said that she lives in an apartment
Yeah.
and she works in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't take a train, but she doesn't like to work in apartment
Okay.
because sometimes she thinks another yes, another things.
Mm-hmm. So, But basically, what is the job of Elena?
What is the answer? I think that um, um, fake
Fake? What do you mean with fake?
or true? I don't know. I understand the conversation, but I don't know if
Uh-huh.
yes.
What about Camilo? Do you understand what is her job?
No, teacher.
Okay. Look at this picture. She's Elena. She's working on her own house because she works making phone calls and she's receiving them in her own house. So she doesn't have to commute because she works in her house. Like making phone calling, receiving phone calling as well, telecommunications. Yeah.
Call center?
Yes, like this. Es que no quería decir la palabra. Pero es esa. She's working in a call center, but in her own house.
I have a question.
Yes.
You say that the meaning of a commune
Yeah.
is like distance. Yes,
The way of
but
transportation.
in this case,
Yeah.
when the words many people wants to commute, I mean, es como muchas personas les gusta. I don't know how.
Desplazarse. Desplazarse.
Okay, como
Yes,
okay.
So, for example, if you are able to choose whether you like to commute or whether not, which one of those you
Okay.
will choose?
Okay, thank you.
Great, and that's it. Okay.
So I think in this case maybe she likes or she wants to commute because she said that she doesn't like to work in her apartment.
Great.
So maybe is fake.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna listen the third one, and this third one is gonna tell you what is the answer, because he doesn't want to commute because he takes a lot of hours, yes, to get into his job. On the other hand, Elena, he wants to commute because she works in her own house. So let's listen the final, and we are gonna decide it.
Long commutes are hard, and short commutes are easy. Randall doesn't like his very long commute. That's not a surprise. But here's a surprise. Elena doesn't want to work in her apartment. She wants a short commute to an office. Why? Elena's work is in her home, so she always thinks about work. When people commute, they can forget about work. They can think about other things. Studies on commutes say this. Many people want commutes, but they don't want long commutes. For many people, the perfect commute is 15 minutes.
Okay. No, well, actually, they was not like a different kind of opinion. They were talking about people think about work where they are commute. Yeah. So, according to the audios, what do you think? What is the right question? 1, 2, or 3?
1?
1? No, not actually, because in the last part of the audio, the audio told us that most of people they have like 15 minutes. Most of people, not all of them, but most of them. So 1 is not. Number 2 or number 3? El audio está difícil, no creo, ¿o sí?
No.
Estoy en
No,
nivelados,
but
te los juro. Este es el startup nivelados.
no, I
She walked.
understand, but in my case, I had confused the words. So, but now I understand what is the meaning of the
Mhm.
words.
Yes.
Mm, I think that is three because the people of many people doesn't want to commute, or it's
Mm,
like how can I say la mitad?
like the half of people, the half.
Yes,
Okay.
because in sometimes in the audio say that, for example, in the case of the men,
Yeah.
uh, he uh, he has to commute a lot of time. So
Yes.
so is in my case, I think that maybe it's half.
Okay. Okay. Let's listen. Not again, but we're gonna discuss that. People actually they want to commute, but to short distance. That's the reason. For example, you asking for a job, really short. I mean, really close to your house. Yes. It doesn't matter if you have to commute because you all have to commute all the time. So, for example, I have to commute to my work and I spend like 30 minutes. And it's great, it's not so long. Pero les hago esta pregunta. When you are working, I'm sorry, when you are commute, you
Mhm.
think about your work cuando están desplazándose al trabajo. Piensan
Yes.
en llegar al trabajo, pero, o sea, piensan en el trabajo cuando se desplazan en el trabajo, al trabajo. So, what do you think?
Well, in my case, when I when I work it,
Yes, okay.
uh, no.
Yes, actually, no.
When when I was to commute, I used the Transmilenio
Yeah.
and I slept.
Yes, I sleep or
So yeah, so really I didn't thinking about my work in this moment.
okay, don't worry. You will get a new job, don't worry about it. And a
Thank
better.
you. I know a better job. Thank you.
Yes. Okay,
I hope
Camilo.
so.
Thank you. Camilo.
Uh, I, 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 I do, I do think,
Yes. You
I
do
do
another
think,
thing.
I do think about work when I am on the go to the work.
Uh-huh. Yes. For example,
Um,
listen to music or reading or watching, chatting on your
I,
cell phone.
I listen to music.
Exactly. I'm sorry. So that's the reason. That's the answer. Many people want to commute, but in short distances. Many people think no way because you are gonna work to work, so you are not thinking about this. Great, listo. Ahora sí.
Oh, I understand.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that
I
was
don't
the
know
reason.
why.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe in my case, I say in Spanish, no entendía como la dinámica de por qué estaban hablando de eso.
See,
But
don't worry,
okay.
don't worry. It's the idea is this to practice again, to listen. Don't worry. That's the real situation in A1. Now we are gonna tell me. Entonces se van a encargar. Entonces, Laura, te vas a encargar. You are gonna choose number one. Yes. Vamos a escuchar de nuevo. Creo que es el mismo audio. ¿Listo? Y number two.
Okay.
Y en este caso,
Okay.
Camilo, number three and number four. O sea,
Yeah,
Laura
I
se va a enfocar
remember
en.
another things.
Okay.
Ajá, Laura, you are gonna focus on the men and
Okay,
Camilo
please.
on the
I
woman.
remember the conversation, but yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay,
the
thank
reason.
you.
Listen again.
Randall Baxter lives in a house in Kingston, New York, but he works in New York City. His house is very far from work. Every morning he leaves his house at 4 a.m. He drives his car for about an hour to Woodbury. He meets his friend there. Then he rides in his friend's car for another 40 minutes. In Terrytown, he gets on a train. He takes a train and a subway to his office in downtown New York City. Elena Ortiz works in Mexico City. She lives in an apartment. Elena doesn't drive, and she doesn't take a train to work. She walks to work, and her commute takes less than 1 minute. Why? Elena telecommutes. She works in her own home. So she walks from her bedroom to her computer in her home office. Long commutes are hard, and short commutes are easy. Randall doesn't like his very long commute. That's not a surprise. But here's a surprise. Elena doesn't want to work in her apartment. She wants a short commute to an office. Why? Elena's work is in her home, so she always thinks about work. When people commute, they can forget about work. They can think about other things. Studies on commutes say this: many people want commutes, but they don't want long commutes. For many people, the perfect commute is 15 minutes.
Yes, esa era la clave del anterior. For many people, commute it's okay, but it's short commutes. Okay, let's continue with this. What about number 1? What is the answer?
I think that is he live. I had a confusion.
Okay.
He lives in Kingston and he works in New York City.
Well, what do you think, Camilo? Is it that right? Don't worry, we're able to
Listen again.
Randall Baxter lives in a house in Kingston, New York.
Oh yes. Okay. So Kingston maybe is like I forget the word. Give me a minute.
The city?
Neighbor? No, neighbor es vecino. Barrio?
Yes.
Yes, it's neighbor. Okay. So
Yes.
maybe the Kingston is neighbor
Uh-huh.
to New York City. Okay,
Yes.
New York. Okay. So yes, it's Kingston.
Okay. So number 2. How many days he takes to commute?
But he works in New York City. His house is very far from work. Every morning he leaves his house at 4 a.m. He drives his car for about an hour to Woodbury. He meets his friend there. Then he rides in his friend's car for another 40 minutes. In Terrytown, he gets on a train.
So what is it? 1 hour, 1 minute, or more than an hour?
I think that is more than an hour.
Very good, because he spent his time on the car like 45 minutes, and then he has to take the train.
Yes.
Yes, and it's more than an hour, and actually it is. So that's the
Yes.
way a commute. I mean, the way you are commuting, it's maybe wasting your time. 3. So it's Camilo's turn. You ready, Camilo?
Ready.
Okay. So tell me.
He takes a train and a subway
Elena.
to his office in downtown New York City. Elena Ortiz works in Mexico City. She lives in an apartment. Elena doesn't drive, and she doesn't take a train to work.
So who walks to work, Camilo?
I think that is. Sí.
Nobody?
Nobody.
Nobody. And what do you think? Laura, what do you think? Is it right?
Yeah, I think the same because he said that she works in her apartment, so he
Yes.
doesn't walks to work.
Just like that. Thank you. That's the reason. Ahora, now I'm sorry. For many people, the perfect commute is.
She walks to
Camilo.
work, and her commute takes less than 1 minute. Why? Elena telecommutes. She works in her own home. So she walks from her bedroom to her computer in her home office. Long commutes are hard, and short commutes are easy. Randall doesn't like his very long commute. That's not a surprise. But here's a surprise. Elena doesn't want to work in her apartment. She wants a short commute to an office. Why? Elena's work is in her home, so she always thinks about work. When people commute, they can forget about work. They can think about other things. Studies on commutes say this. Many people want commutes, but they don't want long commutes. For many people, the perfect commute is 15 minutes.
And so, Camilo, what is it?
B, 15 minutes.
Great. B, 15 minutes. Imagínense, todos los días 15 minutos. It will be nice. It will be our dream. Right, don't worry. Now you're gonna try yourself. Make it personal. Talk about your commute to work or school. Well, we already did that because we present how many time do we spend to commute to our work. We already did. Now let's continue with the B, that it's called how many people have short commutes and how many have long commutes. That people, real people that you know, they have short or maybe long. You're gonna tell us, Laura. Can you please tell us a person that you know that has short commute? Maybe.
No, for example, or no, for example, in the Bogota,
Yes, in Bogota.
many,
No, in the
yeah,
Bogota. No,
in Bogota,
Yes.
sorry, in Bogota, many people, uh, many people, or most people, have
Yes.
long commutes. Oh, have long, yeah, it's too far because it's a big city. But for example, in another city like Villavicencio, many people wants to commute because it's near.
Mm-hmm. No, okay, I didn't know that. So in Bogota, I mean Bogota is really far from Bogota for the
Yes.
time.
Or maybe for the traffic, so
Yeah.
is uh, you have to take a more time.
Yeah. Yes, and it was that. Great. Camilo, do you know someone? Yes, someone else that have a long commutes or maybe short?
Um, some people in, in Bogota
Yes.
uh, have long commutes because ¿cómo se dice eso? Eh, no sé, iba a decir como viven en lugares extremos y trabajan
Ah, okay. They live in like really far places.
far places, live in
Like
no
in
sé,
the other side of Bogota or something, like
como en
really
las
long.
afueras de Bogotá
Ah,
y
okay.
trabajan en el otro extremo,
Ah, great. Yeah, yes. For example, Suba and another example. Like that.
en Soacha.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Yes. Wait for it. Wait. Entonces, al finalizar la lección, listo, al finalizar la clase, bueno, al finalizar la lección siempre hay como una especie de habilidad. La habilidad del día de hoy era, you are able to describe your commute. your weight, your distance, you know. Entonces, esa era la pregunta. Si ustedes se preguntan a ustedes mismos, today, are you able to describe your commute? Yes or not?
Santiago, sorry, what is the question?
Today, are you able to describe your commute right now? O sea, el día de hoy ya somos capaces de escribir este
Yes,
recorrido.
yes, I,
Ah, ok. Es que
yes,
me quedaron
I understand.
pensando.
I just am thinking about.
Ah,
Yes, maybe when I practice in class is
ujú,
better, but i- if I have to do it like in a real life,
yes.
maybe I'm thinking about what is the word commute
Okay.
distance, but yes.
Okay, great.
I need to practice, teacher.
Yes, that's the reason you have to do it, to practice, to make it real. Uh, Not to use it only on the class, but maybe if you are having a discussion with someone else, you can do it. Listo. Ok, vamos con las actividades que aquí extra tenemos. ¿Listo? You choose, you live or you lives. What is the right one?
In the first, you
Yes.
leave.
This?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, he have or he has.
He has.
He has.
Thank you. Number 3, I do or I does.
I
I
do.
do.
Yes, of course. 4-1,
We doesn't.
We done.
we
We
don't.
don't. We don't.
Done.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Number 5,
He doesn't.
yes. Camilo, what do you think?
He doesn't.
Thank you. And 6-1, she doesn't have or she doesn't have.
She doesn't have.
Have, very good. Why is have? Because we have the auxiliary here, so we don't have to use the as again. Right. Okay, very good. ¿Cómo cierro esto? I'm kind of new with this material, so it's like, where is the... ¿Dónde está el botón para cerrar eso? I know qué hice. I know what I did. Oh my god. Ok, solo nos falta un ejercicio. Bueno, just give me a moment. Okay, so Camilo, you're gonna tell me the drag the word to complete the statements.
Okay, teacher. I don't like.
I don't like. Okay, the next one.
This is in the book? No.
No. Don't worry.
Ah,
Just
okay.
practice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if you want to help Camilo, Laura, okay.
Okay.
It has a long commute.
I have.
Wait.
Okay.
I take the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. The following, the next one.
It walks an hour.
I think that it takes an hour.
It takes An hour. Okay. What else? My friend Maria.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No, ma.
She has a short commute.
She has. Very good. And finally,
She walks.
Works.
walks. Muy bien. Vamos a ver. Let's see. Let's check it if you have it right. Great. Yes, great. Very good. Great. And that was the final activity. Tenemos algo aquí, ¿no? Sin cerrar esta cosita. Where? Right here? Yes. Just basically like that. We're gonna read this following video, and that's it.
Hello. Today's lesson is on the simple present tense in affirmative statements with like, want, need, and have. I
Santiago,
have a red
Yeah.
can how can I say subir el volumen?
Turn
To run.
Yes.
Turn. Yeah. Please,
Turn.
thank you.
I'm sorry.
Have a red
Maybe
sweater.
if you can.
I like this sweater, but it's
Better?
old.
Yes,
I need
thank
a
you.
new red sweater. I like these sweaters. I think this sweater is pretty. I want this sweater. Let's look at these statements with the subjects I, you, we, and they. Notice we use the base form of like, want, need, and have. For example, we can say, I like red sweaters. You want red sweaters. We need red sweaters. Or, they have red sweaters. With the subjects he, she, and it, add s to the base form of the verb. Like becomes likes. Want becomes wants. And need becomes needs. But be careful. Have is irregular. Have becomes has. For example, we can say, he likes these sweaters. She wants these sweaters. He needs these sweaters. Or, she has these sweaters. I live in Mexico. I work at a language school. My friends Tara and Lauren are teachers too. They work at my school. In the simple present affirmative, we use work and live with I, you, we, or they. For example, I work at a language school. You work at a hospital. We live in Texas. They live in California. Notice how we use the base form of the verb with I, you, we, and they. Also notice that we can use names plus I or a noun plus I for we. For example, Lauren and I work at a language school. My friends and I work at a language school. We work at a language school. And we can use names or nouns for they. Lauren and Tara work at a language school. My friends work at a language school. They work at a language school. My friend Thomas is a cook. He lives in San Diego. He works at a restaurant. With he and she, we use works and lives. For example, he lives in San Diego. He works at a restaurant. Notice the S on works and lives. We also use works and lives with the name of one person. For example, Steve works in an office. Ms. Daly lives in Florida. I have a new tablet, but I don't have a new cell phone. That's okay. I don't need a new cell phone, and I don't want a new cell phone. My boyfriend Jason needs new clothes. He doesn't need a new cell phone, but he wants one anyway. Let's look at some negative statements. To make simple present tense statements negative, we put the word don't or doesn't before the base form of the verb. For example, I don't want a new cell phone. He doesn't have a new tablet. We don't like those phones. They don't need new clothes. Don't and doesn't are contractions. Don't is a contraction of do not. Doesn't is a contraction of does not. Look at these negative statements. For the subjects I, you, we, and they, we use don't and the base form of the verb. For example, I don't want a new phone. You don't want a new phone. We don't want a new phone. They don't want a new phone. For the subjects he and she, we use doesn't and the base form of the verb. For example, he doesn't want new clothes. She doesn't want new clothes.
Well, that's it, I guess so. So, do you have questions